Hello, everyone. My hands is looking white as I don't know what. It's this light.
Hello.
And
Hiya.
welcome to Degrassi, the class of nostalgia. I don't know why I feel like I need to use my hands today. But today, if you remember from last week, or well, I always want to say last week, last podcast episode, we said we were going to do our favorite episodes. And we are still doing our favorite episodes, but I want to clarify because I don't want nobody to be like, this isn't y'all favorite episode. We are going more on like memorable episodes than like episodes that are our favorite. Well, I feel like this time, I mean, we could, because we are doing a part two soon, but this one we're doing more memorable episodes, so like episodes we always go back to, than just dead on like, oh, this is our favorite episode, but it's still technically our favorite episode, if that makes sense. But yeah.
And also, we
um
didn't introduce ourselves just in case there's new people out here.
oh
I'm
yeah,
Amber.
I am Michaela. Why every time we do this, the person who introduces it never remembers to introduce us?
It's because we got so much on our mind. That's why.
Because I was like, okay, I want to make sure I clarify that people know that you. This is our favorite episodes, but we more talking about memorable. I didn't even think about introducing ourselves, but yes, we're co-hosts. Michaela, I'm Michaela.
And I'm
That's
Amber.
Amber. Yeah. Okay. So, how are we gonna do this? So since we talking about our favorite episodes, because it's so much, I don't want
Mhm.
us to be, kind of talking over each other, but should
I
we
just was
maybe?
thinking, oh, my bad. I
Oh
was
no,
just
I was just gonna say, should we
thinking,
maybe, should we maybe like say what the episode's about first, and then we'll just discuss like, you know, this is like you explain why you think it's memorable, and I talk about it a little bit, and then vice versa. Like, because we can talk about both episodes, even though it's not the episode I picked isn't your most memorable or favorite, and vice versa. But we still can talk about it.
or we could just do one person, do they one episode, talk about what's about, and then the other person think about how they think about the episode, then the other person go. Same thing. I mean, just make it easier. We just talk about
Yeah,
one
but that's so
episode at a time.
much. Think about it. That's so much a punch in the face. That's too. I mean, okay, that's fine. But do you
I
want
mean,
to
I
go
guess you
first?
can say what the episode is and like the premise, and then somebody else go into theirs to start off if you want to do that. But I don't know. What's the
That's what I
difference? We
just
both
said.
punching in you in the face.
I guess. But who going first?
Um, I guess you can do because I'm pretty sure your episode is later than mine. So we can do
Yeah.
my episode first since it's a older episode than your episode. If you want to
Okay.
do it like
Also,
that.
I just want to say before we really get into this, I'm sorry that my lips is like it's distracting me. So if you see me keep looking at myself, it's because the lighting is weird and it keeps glaring on my lips and it's throwing me off. So I just want to put that out there. I feel like I look like a Zoom meeting teacher right now. The lighting is weird. I had the window open so that I could get natural lighting, but then the same 1 minute got super bright, and then the next minute it got dull. So I'm doing the best that I can. I feel like nobody cares but me, but I still wanted to preface that before we really got started. So yeah, take it away.
Somebody's gonna care other than you,
Yeah,
and then you know
probably.
who.
No.
So my episode is from the season 6, actually the first episode, and it's two parts, of course, because Degrassi we do two parts. Is Here Comes Your Man.
Ooh. Did we?
And
Sorry, not to cut you off. Did we each? Because I think some episodes of Degrassi is named after songs. I
mm,
don't know if either one of ours is named after a song though.
I did, that's kind of funny because they usually do names after songs, but I don't think
Yeah.
this one's named after a song.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I maybe I should look it up, but
I mean, I could look it up. What's it called?
Here Comes
What?
Your Man.
Here comes your man.
hmm I feel like
Okay.
that could be a jazz song.
You can keep talking. I'll just cut you off again.
Well, the premise of this episode is my boo Sean Cameron. He comes back
Oh, it
from
is.
Oh, it
Oh, I'm
is.
sorry. Yeah.
Who's it
It's a
by?
song called "Here Comes Your Man" by the Pixies or something. You can't see it because it says "Here Comes Your Man" and it's song by Pixies. Now I'm gonna look
Oh,
mine
okay.
up.
Okay. So Sean comes back from Rosega, his old town, because I think it was season 3 when he left, and I think that was around the time where Rick was um after the whole Rick situation, after he saved
Yeah.
everybody. And I think he left and then went to back to Wasega, and then he came back and was like, oh, I'm going back to Degrassi. So that's
I'm
basically what
sorry.
the
You
episode
keep
is about.
saying it was Sega. And
Hmm.
every time I think about you saying it was Sega, I'm thinking about the Bringing On mini. He's like, what's Sega, boys? Got spirit. Come on, let me hear it. Rah, rah, rah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said, what's Sega, boys? Got spirit. That's why they said you don't even go here. And he was like, oh,
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Okay. Oh my God, that's true.
So I'm like, every time you say what's Sega, I'm thinking about that. But yeah.
Um, so then also as a storyline where a back like a second storyline where Marco and Paige and all of them are going there, kind of they going their separate ways because she going to Bampton. That was it called?
Banting.
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 She's going to Banting, and Ellie's starting she's gonna start living in a dorm. So she moving out of Marco's place, and then Marco and Dylan are moving in together. So it's a whole transition for them. And then we got Peter's ass. That's it.
But nobody cares about. This the episode you're talking about, is this before or after like they all lived together and during college with
I
Paige,
think this
Marco, and
is
Ellie?
what's like crazy to me because Ellie gonna end up moving back. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking it's gonna be there moving back again. But I don't think Paige comes back on that one. I think it just when Marco and Ellie just move in together and Dylan's there. But I think after a while, him and Dylan gonna break up, and then just gonna be him and Ellie. I think, if I remember correctly.
But remember, Paige ended up leaving Banting and going to like.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. Is this? Do you know if this before or after that? Little
I think this
that.
is before that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because she remember she got like she kept having like anxiety and stuff about college, and
Oh
she was like,
yeah.
"Banting is
Hmm.
not what I thought it was gonna be like." So
Yeah. So
yeah.
then, yeah, this is before.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's basically what the episode's about. I looked at both part 1 and part 2. I also looked at the episodes after that just because I felt like they did my dude Sean wrong, but I'm gonna talk
No,
about that later on.
you shouldn't have watched it. I literally was gonna do that too, but then I was like, no, because as soon as I watch the next episode, then instead of talking about the episodes we supposed to be talking about, you gonna start talking about episodes that came on after it.
Well, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to say they did him wrong and then be
Oh,
done
okay.
with it.
So I know if I watch the
I just
episodes
know,
after
I
the
just had,
show.
for my sanity, I had to finish until Sean thing was resolved. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to mention it,
Okay.
but I mean, that's why I'm covering up Emma. So,
Oh, the
so
shade.
I'll find out about that later. Your episode.
You just said we was gonna talk about each episode, and then we was gonna.
Oh, I thought you said you wanted to do you at least
No,
talk
we should
about your
keep.
premise and then that was it.
No, you can go ahead and continue. Say how you
Oh,
feel.
okay. Well, let's get into it then. I don't know what that laugh was. You
Me neither. I'm still worrying about how I look right now. I'm not even gonna lie.
was fine.
The light is so freaking bright. I couldn't even see myself, and I'm
It's
turned to the
bright over
side
here
now.
too. My eyes is hurting.
Yeah, but you look good. I mean, I don't look bad, but like the light is so bright. I feel like it's making me look glossy. And then I gotta turn to the side like this so you see my whole face.
Okay, so to start off on this episode, season 6, I think season 4 through like
Mm-hmm.
7 or 8, they had that theme song where they do the little blue
Sick.
and
Anyways,
everybody do like a sitcom look. I have to admit that was my favorite theme song of Degrassi. So that was already nostalgia of the episode because when it came up, I was like, oh yeah, it's my favorite theme song. And what made it even better, my boo Sean came up and he was like, he wasn't for
He's
the
like, I'm
theme
not here
song.
for it.
Yeah. So the fact that he did that for me, like he knew this is Amber's favorite part. So that's why I'm glad that that came up. So that was, and then so they started the episode off before the theme song because they always start off with the beginning. Peter's dumbass. I'm gonna stop
Did he get
cursing
like a
now.
new car? Then he was like, I'm sorry. That I think that's like the funniest intros I've ever, like introduction on Degrassi that I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just show you how what makes Peter horrible. Like he has a
Can
mom that's barely there, even though he lived with her, and then his dad just give him whatever he wants.
can I explain the intro?
If you want to.
Please. Okay. So Peter gets this is when he get a new car, right? His
Yeah.
dad give him a new car. So he get his new car, he get in the car, and then he take Emma with him, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, we so cute," blah blah blah, driving around, and then he's like, "Oh, let's go get ice cream." First of all, I don't know why your first idea when you have a cool new car is let's go get ice cream because
And
I
not from
doubt
an ice cream parlor, from an ice cream truck.
yeah, who goes and drives to an ice cream truck? Now maybe that's like maybe in that area that's something like that truck stays right there like a food truck and you go get ice cream. So okay, maybe that makes sense and maybe it's like really good ice cream. But Peter seems like the type of person that tells you don't eat in my car. So first of all, that's already a red flag. Like, well, we can't sit in a car and eat it. He's probably gonna tell her to eat outside. He seems like that type of person. And then none other than Sean. And Sean's like, "Oh, hey, what's?" I can't remember exactly what he said, but I feel like it's so funny. But she's like,
Emma. That's all he
"Sean,
did. Emma.
yeah, Sean." I feel like I did her voice perfectly. Sean,
No, that's exactly how she said it. That was perfect, actually.
and then Emma's literally like this, like drilling. She's like, "Hey, Sean, where you been?" And then like Peter just standing there like, I don't know who this dude is. Like,
Like,
hello.
you're not gonna introduce me? Oh yeah. And this is my,
Yeah.
hey Shine, this is Shine, this is Peter, my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like she didn't want to say boyfriend. She did not want to say
Exactly.
boyfriend.
Did she even say boyfriend, to be honest?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, okay. But Sean looked like he did not care because he already knew that he was gonna get Emma back. Like
Mhm.
he did not sweat it at all. He's like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you, Peter. I'm gonna take your girl." But
Basically,
I
he said, "Oh
mean,
yeah, by the way, I'm going back to Degrassi." You what? You what?
she literally almost passed out. But she was like,
Yeah,
let me try not to.
she did her little look. She do.
That was literally the best introduction. It was like her face, everything about her. I have to give it to Miriam, the actress, because she really did. She made Emma seem so like entranced. She was like, "Oh my god, y'all, Peter about to be like tomorrow. I'm done with Peter." She didn't even
Yeah.
break up with Peter. I don't think she just like straight up just forgot he even existed.
Peter
Basically,
who?
like what? Oh yeah, I have a boyfriend. I forgot. I don't want to go deep into yo because you still explaining it kinda. But then in the
Yeah.
next episode was literally starting with them two making out, and then Peter called and she said, "Oh snap, yeah,
No, that
Peter."
was.
Oh, oh my gosh, how
Oh
is
my
it
god. Luckily, you can
not?
still see me.
That's
I guess
true.
I'm gonna go open up the window.
Okay, intermission. I literally, it's so funny because I'm like, that part is so funny because it's like, she literally picked up the phone and was like, hello? Like, I didn't have a boyfriend. Wait, you opened the window and that's what it looked like. Y'all just gonna be seeing my face. The face that I'm already complaining about.
Live podcast. Oh my god.
What happened?
I said live podcast, everybody. Ooh, I like this.
That's what I'm saying. That's what happened when you opened the window.
Yeah. That's why I told you I ain't need a light.
That's not fair. I opened the window and freaking make my face look funny. Somebody don't like me.
But you know what the difference is? You doing yours from the side, mine is right in front of me. I think
That's
that's
kind
the
of true.
difference.
But they said that's worse. When I learned in class, it was like, oh, don't have it directly in your face because then it's gonna be too much light on your face.
Oh,
But I'm
well,
doing
I
it from
mean,
the side. And
I have it cracked, so it's not really directly in my
that's true.
face. Excuse me. But
Yeah.
yeah, the part with the kissing, her and
Mm-hmm.
Sean kissing, that was the end of the first part.
Oh, that was the end of the first part. I don't know why I thought it was the beginning of the second episode.
I
Dang,
know
so they
you
didn't even give
thought
it
it
a
was the
day.
beginning.
They didn't even give it a day. It was like it ended the
It-
episode.
well, to me, Peter basically gave her to him because if
Basically.
she didn't want to go to the races, she just like, let's just celebrate your birthday. What's it called? Let's just celebrate your birthday together or whatever. And then he was like, oh,
Exactly.
let's go to the race. And then the police came, and then Sean, of course, gonna protect Emma because why
Yeah.
not? And that happened. Now
Yeah.
the first part of part two is when he takes her back home. He said, "Oh,
Oh.
Emma and Sean having trouble again." And then she was like, "I have a boyfriend."
Like no.
Oh my god! When I saw that, I said, "Girl, you don't care. What you talking about? You have a boyfriend?
Exactly.
Boyfriend
If you
sitting there
care,
at
you
your
wouldn't have
house
did it.
waiting for your ass." Exactly. But I mean, it's Peter, so
I don't condone cheating, but it's
I
Peter.
don't either. I don't either. But yeah, it's
Like
Peter.
I feel like Peter has done so much stuff that it's like cheating is probably the least worst thing that's happened to him, and the least worst thing that I mean technically he like you just said he kind of forced her into it. Like if he wouldn't have brought her there for the birthday, like they would have. I mean they still would have got together. She just probably would have broke up with him first. Like at least
So
let the girl not cheat on you.
let's stay with Peter for a minute. This episode, like
Oh
Peter's
no.
a goober. Let's just be honest here. If you don't know what a goober is, it's basically worse than a dork and a nerd. Because dorks and nerds are in now, so it's not really like that's not really a bad
That's true.
term. But I know back in like the late 80s and early 90s, you couldn't be called a dork or a nerd. Today's time, you can't be called a goober. Peter was a goober, like a true. He took his when he got his car. He went to the grass. He said, "Yo," to a group of black guys. It said, "Yo, what's up?" I was like, "What?" That came out of nowhere, embarrassing Manny and Emma.
Oh my
Specifically
god,
Manny, because I'm pretty sure Manny was like, that one of them could have been my new boyfriend.
for real. Why y'all keep messing it up for me?
I mean, I was Manny was embarrassed, yes, but at the same time, Manny was embarrassing too, because Manny was judging Emma for flirting with Sean, and Sean flirting with her. I said, let them be their end game. Oh my god, stop keeping
Timing. I was like, was that Christmas music?
Yes. It's about to be you rocking around the Christmas tree.
What?
Sorry,
Okay.
I forgot to
What
turn
type
off
of
my
person Amber is?
alarm.
She's the type of person that listens to Christmas music on July.
I set my alarm. My alarm is set to my Spotify list, and I got it. Some on my like song, some with my Christmas music. So that's what it was.
Oh my god.
My
I don't
bad.
even remember what we're talking about. Oh, I was gonna say Manny, the main one that didn't want Peter and Emma to happen. So as soon as I would have saw Sean come back, I would have been like, "Girl, time to break up with
Do
him.
what you gotta do, yeah.
Get
But
up in
no,
there."
she literally was like, "Yeah, I despise Peter, but he helped you through your anorexia." So
And Sean wouldn't have. He wasn't there.
exactly, he was in Wasaga. He ain't know.
Oh my gosh. No. No. That's not good enough reason to stay with somebody. Manny is
It's
so
really not.
questionable. when it comes to guys, because literally I just saw the episode 2 where she started cheating with Craig or whatever, and Emma and Mandy was saying like they weren't gonna be friends no more when they had that whole long break where they weren't talking, and she was
Mhm.
like. She liked Chris, Emma liked Chris, and so she was trying to get with
Mhm.
Chris, but then she found out Chris had a girlfriend, and so Mandy was like, "Oh, it
Yeah.
don't look like they're gonna last that long. You just wait over there, and then as soon as they break up, you like be his shoulder to cry on or something." I'm like, Manny, why are you being like this? She's so sweet and innocent. Now you telling her to go and steal this dude's man? I mean,
Well,
steal this
she
girl. I
is.
said steal this girl's man.
She did wear a thong.
That don't mean nothing. That don't mean she still need to start acting like that. Lord Jesus. And she all up on Craig like, oh, Craig actually ain't got to know about this. But then what's gonna happen when you get pregnant? Then you can't hide it. Like what the freak? I don't.
And you're a
I don't.
cheerleader at that. You can't be getting pregnant.
I don't understand. Like the cheating on Degrassi is so confusing. Like I don't want to confuse nobody because I'm gonna talk about a part of my episode. So my episode, we can go back to yours. I don't know if you're done, but
Mm.
my episode is Degrassi season 10, episode 23-24. All Falls Down, which I just looked up. It's a Kanye West song. I feel bad.
Oh yeah, I heard that song before.
Yeah, I'm like now it's clicking. Duh. So on this episode, this is the infamous Vegas night episode. And so the only part I want to talk about, because we're talking about cheating right now,
Mhm.
literally, you all know the whole situation with the boiler room with Bianca and Drew. Like I said, I don't condone cheating, and I understand the show they got to talk about the whole situation. Bianca literally said, "Let's do this thing. Your girlfriend don't gotta know." The next episode, she said, "Oh, the boiler room is free," and then they was like, "What you talking about?" "Oh, you know where we was last night?" I said, "You did not just tell Drew, oh, we don't have to tell nobody," and then the first thing out of your mouth is, "Oh, he was sleeping with me yesterday."
No, they didn't sleep together.
Oh yeah, she
She just
said
gave him
my
a
clothes.
little.
She said my clothes stayed on.
Mm,
So
like
but
that's
yeah,
like that's a trophy. That's a reward. My clothes stayed on.
I'm sorry.
Come
Like
on now, girl.
eventually, I'm gonna end up liking Bianca. But like
Yeah.
Bianca and Imogen, those are two people that like at first I completely despised. I was like, damn, I'm never gonna like them. And then they changed, and I was like, okay, I like them.
Yeah,
But
I can't believe like I don't even like I remember once I see like little clips, but at first I was like I forgot the time where I didn't like Imogen, and then I saw a clip of her acting towards Claire. I was like,
yeah,
I remember now.
exactly. Yeah. But that's the only part I want to talk about and let you finish off your episode.
Yeah, I got a lot of points here because really, Peter looks really dumb. I'm
He
just
really
saying,
do.
really dumb. He looks. And the sad part is because I don't feel bad for Peter. Let's be honest, I don't feel bad for him.
Never will.
But this dude, Peter has so many layers of hatred. Like he starts off being a pervert,
Mm-hmm.
entitled next,
Mm-hmm.
and then a drug addict,
Oh
and then
yeah.
a redemption drug addict, but still sort of annoying. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. He entitled right now, and like you just I can't do it. But the chemistry between Sean and Emma was palpable. It started off when he was showing her his little blueprints for his mechanic. He was doing a mechanic
Oh yeah.
place. And he was showing her the blueprints of it, and they like touch like they pinkies touched, and then after that, you knew they was gonna make out. They
Yeah.
was gonna. She was gonna jump on him. I'm surprised she didn't jump on him then. And then Manny like,
Immediately.
if I was like,
This is
what you looking
Manny.
at?
You literally cheat with somebody. Like you can't judge.
Also,
Like
I
calm
want to like
yourself.
mention I want to mention Alex for a minute. Girl was looking good. Girl was looking good after breakup with Paige. Like she was like, she's still hanging out with Jay. I don't know why. I guess because he was there for her when she came out, but
Yeah.
girl was looking good. That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to make sure she was mentioned because she did the little one with Peter and Jay race. She was doing a little ready
Oh
go thing.
yay! Like ding ding ding. The
So
flag person.
I don't know. She just used her hands because she don't have to use the
Oh,
flag.
oh.
And then again, this Jay and Peter doing a little racing thing. Sean and Emma like, and then the police came, and then they ran. It's like, oh, and then she was like, oh my God, what about Peter? Oh, he gonna be fine. Yeah, he got his own car, Emma. Of course he gonna be fine. Well, he gonna stop?
Exactly.
No.
Oh, I'm going to stand here in the middle of the street.
If anything, I think he thought Emma was gonna be mad at him because he technically left her.
Left, yeah.
So if Sean wasn't like, oh, Emma, get in my car, Emma still would have been there like, oh, what we do next?
I'm lost. I'm going to jail.
Wait, we can't do this. The police is here. Like, girl, run. This is not,
Exactly.
we're not supposed to do this. I mean, yeah. And then Jay, when he saw Emma before the race, he was like, oh, the sinful thoughts. Sean said immediately, we're like, you ain't doing this. You're not doing this. That's what Sean was like. I said, oh, look at Sean being protective. Look at Sean being protective. Not to Manny, who he gonna in the future marry. He wasn't like, oh, look at Manny looking good over there. He said, oh, the sinful thoughts towards Emma.
That's what I'm saying. This dude is creepy. The fact that people give him the redeeming quality, I was like, oh, Janny, that's so cute. He's creepy. Like, okay, yeah, maybe eventually they're gonna be cute, but like they didn't even show Jay and Manny that much for me to like. To all the people who like Janny, okay, I don't have no problems with you, but like, how do you even like them? Because the only reason we saw them like start dating is because they lied to her dad or something to claim they was in a relationship before they were in a relationship. Then they started dating, never really saw them again. Then all of a sudden they got in that fight or something where they broke up because she was trying to be an actress and she wanted to move away. And he was like, oh, I don't want to move or something. And she got mad and was like, oh, so you're not supporting me. That's the only time we really saw them in a relationship. Other than that, they barely showed them. So I don't have, and the only like reference I got from Jay is him being a creep. So like I don't encourage Manny to be with a creep. That's how I'm seeing it. So I was like, I don't understand how people love them so much.
Not only was he a creep, but like she treated him like crap when he finally was, I guess, when he would do his redeem thing. She treated him like crap. Like she just used him. Yeah. Which I understand because Jay was a creep. So if you're gonna use somebody, use a creep. But at the same time, if somebody's trying to redeem themselves, don't use them. Don't do that. But I mean, like, whatever. And then, all right, y'all, the infamous kiss at the end of the first part. I mean, I don't know how many times Sean bit her lip.
I like how both our episodes got like infamous kisses though. I'm liking this.
Like literally, he just like bit her lip like 3 times.
This was every time I go back to the actors, like where was this passion? Like just imagine, because you are an actress, imagine you doing a scene with somebody that you like, you know them, but you don't know them that well, like y'all not romantic or nothing, and y'all kiss like that. Like you telling me y'all ain't going like I don't know, something not gonna be sparked up in there, like y'all not gonna date or nothing, like, oh, that kiss was good.
You know, it does be a lot of times where people do be having like relationships with people that they act with, but like a lot of people be like, it's just, you know, my job. So
yeah, and that's amazing. Like I think that's amazing that people can do that, because I don't think I'd be able to do that. One, I don't think I would be comfortable kissing somebody that I don't know that well, just in general. But then especially if we kiss like that, I'm gonna be like, what the freak? So you got feelings?
Well, like what Coco Jones said, I did it for the check.
You do anything for check too?
Exactly.
Oh god, that's the best.
Yeah, so like I've never kissed nobody like acting wise. I've kissed people before, of course, but like not. I don't know what to say, of
Yeah, I kiss
course.
people. Hey, of course. I know it's
But I
obvious.
mean, no, I mean, like I've had relationships, I've kissed people, but I've never kissed nobody in a professional sense, like acting wise. But I have like they wanted me to like have a connection with somebody like for an audition. Like he like touched the back of my head. You would have thought we was gonna kiss, but we didn't kiss. I guess we could have, but I don't know. He didn't like get. I guess he thought in the back he said I didn't ask for her consent, so I'm not
That's
gonna
true.
kiss
That's
her.
good.
But I mean,
That's
I was
good.
open. I'm not that type of
Yeah.
person that be like, if he I was I'll be I would have gave him consent. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But we had a little passion too. But of course, I didn't get the role of the main person. But I got a role, just not of the main couple or whatever. But he got it, which was good. But
Good for you.
but I was like, yeah. So we really did have a connection a little bit. I felt like after that he had a crush on me. But yeah, that was really
See? See? And y'all didn't even kiss.
no.
So I'm saying.
We should have kissed. Maybe I would have got the role. I ain't gonna say his name or nothing, but you did a good job though. Shout out to you. Well, that's really it with my. I think we talked about it. The funny thing is, I didn't have to bring up my points.
Exactly.
Y'all just flowed out.
I have so many points. I have like 2 pages of notes. And watch, I'm not gonna say
Oh,
majority of them. I'm not gonna say majority of them. But okay. I already told y'all what my episode was. I guess I can kind of tell y'all a little bit about it, even though I'm pretty sure I
okay. I
know
got
what
one more thing. Sorry.
that's fine.
One more thing. This was in the part 2 when they was
Uh-oh.
sneaking around a little bit. They snuck around like at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and Sean was giving her some jewelry or whatever. Like
Ooh.
it was nice. It was nice. And what's it called? She gonna tell Sean, oh no, I don't how we gonna tell Peter because we still together, blah blah blah. And then he was like, oh, and then he sat down all brooding like he always do. And then she's like, what about Ellie? I know
What's
this.
up about Ellie?
Like, I'm here for you. I'm not here for Ellie. Ellie in college.
Exactly.
Ellie
Ellie
doing her
not thinking
own
about nothing.
thing.
Ellie honestly thinking
What are you
about
talking
Craig.
about?
She ain't thinking about she ain't thinking about Sean.
And then they gonna do my dude dirty. This is the last part. They're gonna do my dude dirty because this was the end of the part 2, basically, where he get caught with weed in his locker.
And we all know it's
Now,
Peter.
I'm about to say, how did weed get in his locker if he ain't doing nothing with weed?
Exactly.
Whose mom is the principal of the school? Peter's. He thought his girl was getting taken by him. Of course, he gonna plant something in there so he get
Yeah.
in trouble. He's suspended indefinitely. That's how they ended it. If they ended
They
it a
really
different
be
way,
getting on the dude.
they probably ended it with someone Marco and them, but it don't really
That's
matter.
true.
The whole point was about Sean. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
It's the
My
end of my
episode
episode.
is Shark in the Water. Baby, there's a shark in the water. That's oh my god. That's the best season. Like nobody gonna sit here and try. No, well, I'm not gonna say the best season, but like Shark in the Water just brought Degrassi back. It really did. Season 10, like hopefully I don't get marked or nothing for singing. I try not to sing it, but
But
I
they
try
say
to.
as long as you can only do like 5 seconds, you should be good.
Oh, okay. But y'all know we're gonna do a whole episode on the theme song and the whole song because we love it that much. But okay, so I'm gonna try not to talk about that. But they did play the song in this episode, and I was hyped because I didn't even remember that. But so a synopsis of this episode.
Synopsis.
So
No, she didn't
we
say synopsis.
we had Sav and Holly J. I believe this one Sav was like the president, or I can't remember if Holly J was the president and he was vice president, or he was president, she was vice president. It was something. And this is before they started really getting romantic. This was just when they was talking or whatever. And so they was like, "Oh, we're
Wait,
gonna do a dance."
they had a romance during this?
Yeah, because I remember you.
I thought
I,
it happened. I thought it happened more down the line. My bad. Wait. I forgot. It's two more
yeah,
seasons until Degrassi next class. I
it's
forgot.
not two. This season
Uh-huh.
10. It's like
Yeah, so
it's 14 seasons.
yeah, all together, right?
Yeah.
So
So it's
yeah,
not two
so
seasons until next. Or you mean the next class, as in like Maya and
yeah, when they
oh,
come,
I
that's
thought
what
you
I'm
mean next
saying.
class, the actual season next class.
No, I
I was
mean
like, no,
like
Amber's 14 seasons.
until the next I meant to say the next group of people come in.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, so Holly J and Sav, this was when they started talking romantically, but they weren't like, I don't think they were boyfriend and girlfriend. They just was like, they had attraction towards each other. And so
Mm.
they was doing the Vegas night dance. Well, they could have been together. I don't know. I'm not for sure. I'm never really into their relationship. It just was kind of there. And so they was doing the dance, and so they had to make sure the dance was like no problems, because y'all know this was when the exams was going on and the stink bomb went off and everybody was acting all dramatic. Like the PTA, Drew's mom specifically was having an attitude and was like, "I don't like that your school is like this," like coming at Mr. Simpson like he was doing something wrong. And so the stink bomb, if y'all remember, went off because Claire set off the stink bomb because Adam was fighting Fitz and Eli was also there. And so Fitz dumb freaking tail was like, "I don't hit a girl," and she started beating up Eli. And then Adam beat his tail. Stupid ass. Just want to say that. So then after that, this was the episode where also the infamous boiler room, I kind of already talked about that scene happen. So yeah, if that makes sense to y'all, that's basically what the episode is about. It's three different like storylines. It's the Eclair storyline, it's the Allie and Drew and Bianca boiler room storyline, and then the dance, specifically Holly J and Sav like trying to make the dance perfect or whatever.
I gotta admit with Degrassi before you begin,
Mm-hmm.
like they started off with like two storylines on Degrassi. Like the older episodes did like two, maybe three sometimes, but then the older season did like three, four, five
Yeah, they really did.
storylines.
They put, and then they always did two parts. They never just
Yeah,
did one. Like I know in the earlier seasons they did two parts sometimes, but it usually was for like a big storyline. They didn't
yeah.
usually do two parts just in general. Like I feel like in general, like the newer, like this Shark in the Water and after they did like two parts in general, where it was always like multiple storylines, and then like the first part would tell the storyline, and then the second part would end it or
They
whatever,
tell you
or like
the newer generation has short attention spans.
exactly. It was like
They gotta pay attention.
exactly. Oh, before I even get started, because I
Uh-oh.
think this we gonna post this after his birthday, but my ultimate crush, Eli Marone Chambers, his birthday, he's a Leo, July
And
29th.
his brother's birthday.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about it. Now you're making me feel look bad. I was just gonna try to just be excited about Moral Chambers. And then I was literally gonna say Thomas Chambers, his birthday too. His twin brother. He's also a Leo, but he's like married, I think. So I can't be putting that in the mix with Moral Chambers. Moral Chambers single. So that's what I'm trying to get up in there. But I can't get up in there with Thomas. It's weird. He married and got like children.
My bad.
Oh,
I
and
mean,
he
I'm
like
just
a
saying this recognizes.
I think he like a trapeze artist or something. He's something cool. And he played like the saxophone. I recently started following
Oh,
on Instagram. I was like, okay. I think
Marone
he's
Chambers or
acting, but
Thomas?
Thomas, his
Oh,
actual job is like art and like I don't know if it was trapeze artist. I gotta look it back up. But it's something cool. And I was like, oh snap. But okay. I just had to say that yeah, their birthday is coming up, July 29th. So online, y'all know we're gonna be talking about Marone Chambers, Eli. I mean, Thomas wasn't on the show, but definitely gonna give a shout out to Thomas. And so yeah, happy birthday, because it's probably gonna come out like, or belated birthday, because it's gonna come out after. This is dead.
I don't know. I'm just bouncing.
But this episode had the infamous, like, because how Sean and Emma had their kiss, and that was, I definitely think that was one of the most iconic kisses on Degrassi. But on this episode, this is the episode where Eli and Claire had their first kiss. I think. Well, technically, this was their second kiss because they kissed when they did the Romeo and Juliet scene. But like their first kiss as like a couple or like as liking each other, and they did that like kiss where he was like he took her up in there, gave her some tongue, and then he was like, "Oh, I got a French exam," and she's like, "Oh, I think you just passed it." I was like, "Oh, like I don't know." That kiss is just like everything, but yeah, the whole Eclair situation on this episode really had my anxiety up here because first we see, of course, that kiss, and I'm like, "Oh, we about to get a good episode," and then Fitz want to come up in there and be like, "Oh no, Claire, if you don't want me to hurt your boyfriend, then you gotta go to the dance with me," because they had just called each other boyfriend, just called each other girlfriend, like they literally said it 5 seconds before this, and he was like, "Oh, you got to take me, you gotta take me to the dance
You
because."
wouldn't just say I gotta go to the dance with you so you won't hurt my boyfriend.
Yeah, so he was saying like, if you don't go to the dance with me, your boyfriend gonna have some explaining to do or something.
What
Like,
in the sexual assault?
and I was like, I don't know who's more upsetting in this situation because, I
Sexual
mean,
harassment, not assault. My bad.
100% he was being a pervert, he was being disgusting, but like I'm not blaming Claire, but it's just like why would you, I wouldn't even have entertained that like offer. I would have just been like, no, you're nasty. If you try to come back to my boyfriend, I'm gonna beat your tail. And if I don't beat your tail, I'm gonna tell a teacher, and then you're gonna get arrested or you're gonna get in trouble. So like I wouldn't even have entertained Fitz's like offer whatsoever.
At all.
But okay, let's say they went, she said, okay, I'll go to the dance with you. So she tells Eli, well, technically Adam tells Eli, and then he's like calm, but the only reason he's calm is because then he tries to tell Claire, oh, well, since you're going to the dance with Fitz, put this thing in his drink. I forgot what it was, but it was something to make him throw up or something.
Oh
And she was
yeah.
like, excuse me, I'm not doing that. And I agree with her. I wouldn't have did it either. But it was like, girl, you going to the dance with Fitz in the first place. So
Yeah.
would you expect him to feel like he's a dude? He's gonna be like upset. Like it was no way he took that well. It was no, he's just like, oh, okay, yeah, you're going to the dance with Fitz. Oh, okay, that's fine. So then they go to the dance, and then I kind of already touched on the boiler room situation,
Mhm.
but they go to the dance, and I said how Bianca really just went up to them and was like, "Oh, y'all could go to the boiler room like we were yesterday or whatever." Stupid tale, get on my nerves. And then Allie's of course upset, and then another whole sexual like assault. I don't know if it was assault or harassment or whatever, but then Owen went up to Allie after she found out because she was upset
Oh
and
yeah.
was like, "Oh, are you okay?" And then he started talking about he would pay money to sleep with her. He said, "I would." I when I looked back at it, I was like, I do not remember this. I remember him trying to get with her, but he said I would literally pay like $100 to be with you. And she was like, "What? You would pay $100?" Like, of course she thinking like this is a joke, kind of like, "Oh, you think I'm that pretty? Like you'll pay $100 to be with me?" And then he go to the boiler room with her and actually tries to physically give her money. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, so you don't want the money? This is a freebie." And then he tries to go and kiss her, and she's like, "Ew, no, nobody want to be with you." She said, "I thought we were just gonna come down here and talk." And he was like, "Oh, so you stupid? You think we just gonna come down here and talk?" And then freaking Owen get upset and leave, and then Drew come in there like to save her. And then this one really gets me upset. So after the whole situation, going back to the Claire situation, um, Fitz says to Claire that the only way that they gonna have a truce or whatever is if Eli apologizes to Fitz, and so he apologizes, but his dumb tail like, oh, that's not an apology. So then Eli tricks Fitz and gives him the drink to make him throw up, and he get
Mhm.
mad and takes out a knife, and Claire goes to warn Eli, and so this is when what gets me upset. So the whole school is going on lockdown, and Drew's mom is there as a chaperone, and Owen gets upset and said, "Oh, your son's down there trying to about to do sexual thing with Allie." She go down there and said, "Why are you being such a harlot? Why are you trying to be this for my daughter?" I am never been more upset that I don't dislike Drew's mom because I do think she's protective, and I don't think like sometimes it's too much. Sometimes it's like okay, I understand she's a mom, but in this instance, she literally goes down so hard on Allie for being this slut or this whore. But then when Bianca comes in the picture, which I'm glad she don't treat her like a slut or whore or ever said that about her, but she was so adamant that Allie was a slut or a whore when Bianca has called herself a slut or a whore. But oh, it's okay. That's fine. You can be with my son. You can live in my house.
Oh yeah, she did live with them.
Yeah, I was like, I'm so confused.
You know
Then it
why
kind of
though,
makes
right?
why I really
Because
don't understand.
Bianca probably reminds her of her.
So, like, I'm kind of thinking like low key, Drew's mom is kind of a racist at this point.
I
She probably
mean,
didn't
that could be
like
another
Allie for a
reason.
specific reason because there's
Yeah.
no way that you come up in here and you treat Bianca with open arms, which I mean that's true. She could have treated her like that because she saw something in her or she reminded her of her. But then Allie's, oh, you're a slut, you're a whore, stay away from my son, you're disgusting. Like she's a teenage girl. Don't you think she already going through so much and you sitting there judging her and calling her names? Like that was the most immature thing I've ever seen. And it really made me upset because I was like, I really don't dislike Drew's mom, but like when every time I go back and see that episode and I see her do that, it really makes me upset. Cause it's like you sitting here talking to like I think she was like 15 years old because she was younger than Drew, even though they ended up
Mhm.
graduating together, but Drew got stayed back like 2 years. So
Yeah. But I
like that was
also think Allie could have been like her, like she could have thought Allie was like somebody that reminded her somebody that bullied her like when her childhood.
that's true, but like I don't know when adults, especially on shows, I've never seen this in real life. So if this do happen in real life, that's also upsetting. But I've seen on shows they like to be like, "Oh, this adult is coming at this child," when it's like that's a child. Like
Yeah.
you're an adult, man. Like I don't care if this person reminds you of somebody you bully. Now, see if this person was bullying somebody, but Allie didn't even do nothing. She actually did not do anything to make her feel
Yeah.
this way about her. So it's like,
Yeah, but I've seen people like parents be on other kids like that's not your kid. What you doing?
that's a
I've seen
child.
it firsthand. No parent been like that to me, but I'm just saying I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, like I said, it's a different story if like the child is coming at somebody you care about, then be like, child, you need to calm down. That's a different story. But if you're just going at a child, like it looks like you're bullying a child, that's a
Yeah.
child, man. Like calm yourself. Like figure your things out. But yeah, that's pretty much how the whole Drew and Allie situation ends and whatever. I think they broke up. I can't remember if they broke up or not after that part. But then the Sav and Holly J thing, the reason why I said, oh Amber, you don't remember them being together, because remember this when Holly J did that whole like strip tease thing. And the song was so awkward. It was like the slowest song. She was just
Oh yeah,
like
with her
taking
little
off her
glove,
coat.
her little glove.
Yeah, and I was like this is the weird strip tease. Like I understand this is like a teen show, so they probably didn't want to make it too sexual. But like they had like Alex was a stripper, and so they had stripping scenes. So I'm like,
Yeah.
why y'all couldn't have Holly J like do like she had to swing on a pole or nothing, but like the song was so awkward. It was just like and she was just taking out like I'm like, okay, like whatever works for whatever people. But that whole thing happened and they got caught. That was really the end of their situation. Nothing really special happened. Like I said, I don't really pay attention to the Savvy J, that's their couple name. I don't pay attention to them that much, so a lot more could have happened. I just don't remember, and
I
I
mean,
rewatched the episode and I still don't remember.
Sav, like I feel like at that point he thought he was a cool dude. So
That's the
I feel
thing
like
I do.
he,
Which you say, I think
like
he's cool.
I mean, yeah, but like, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about how Sav was with his long hair.
Oh yeah, that was a weird phase.
And then he cut it, and then all of a sudden he thought he would just this like every girl wanted him after
He was
that.
like, "Yeah, girls come to me," but he still was with Anya for the longest time.
He was, but he didn't treat her right because of the whole arranged marriage thing.
Oh yeah, that
I feel
was
like
kind of
that was
messed
so
up.
sad. Yeah, then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh,
He
no
was with
more
Holly
arranged
J.
marriage."
Exactly. Then he was with Holly J. And they parents, her
Yeah,
parents, his parents loved her. I'm like, What about Anya? They the same person basically.
Well, then
What's
she
the
was
difference?
smarter than Anya though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like I don't know. I just feel like that was so random. It was just
It
like I
was.
don't feel like they judged Anya. It just was like they were so stuck on the arranged marriage, and then all of a sudden they was like, "Oh, we like Holly J." It was like, okay. Also, a weird little note when I was watching the episode, Fiona always was like, "Oh." Like always encouraging Holly J when she was with people, but she was always like, "I know you're gonna end up with my brother." I'm like, then she kept saying it. She was like, she gave Holly J the little lingerie thing that she was doing a striptease with, and she was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, you should try to use this to get Sav or something like just to like surprise Sav." And she was like, "Oh, okay, something, something." And then she was like, "Even though you doing this now, I know you're gonna end up marrying my brother." I'm like, okay, like you always gotta mention your brother. Like that's so weird. Like I know Fiona wanted so badly for Holly J to be part of her family, but it's just like, can we just be friends? Why I gotta be married to your brother? I just thought that was weird. But
They didn't end up together though.
they really didn't. And then people like when I talk about like crack ships and stuff online, people be like, or like couples that probably got back together in the future, everybody be like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure Declan and Holly J got back together." And I'm like, no, I don't see it.
I don't think she
I
would
feel
have
like
that low. No offense.
I feel like Declan is probably some like rich dude, rich white male in New York City, probably probably got a business, probably a CEO of some business, and probably a bachelor or something. Holly J, I feel like she ended up probably marrying somebody, probably not for love, not gonna lie. She probably just married somebody. She probably got a couple kids, and she probably like one of them mommy bloggers that like she probably have a blog, and she probably had like some cool like she probably made some sort of thing that's like making her a bunch of money, but then she also blogs about being a mom. I feel like she that type of person.
I agree with you on the Declan thing, but I feel like Holly J more like still married. Not I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if she married for love, but she married, but she running for city council.
Oh, I can see that too.
I
I
guess
can
she can
see
still have a
that.
blog though. That's good.
One person that I did like when I talked about people who I see in the future or whatever, like today's time, like where this Degrassi person would be. I feel like Zoe would be like a political person because remember she was an actress and then she stopped acting and then
Mm,
she everything happened with her, the sexual assault and everything, and
mm,
then she went to she started doing student council or something. Like she was the president, I think, of the last season of Degrassi Next Class. And I was like,
yeah.
I definitely can see her being like the mayor or student council or student city council. Um, I don't know. I don't think governor is in Canada,
Prime
but
Minister, I think it is.
prime minister. Yeah, I can see her doing something like that in the government, like just working in politics in general. Because I think by the end of the show, she definitely had a lot of views that she was like strong on.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely can see her being like in politics because she's already been in the media. So like that would be something that she would have been interested in. But okay, getting back to Eclair. So the whole Eclair situation, like as I don't remember how old I was, but I remember I was a child and I freaking loved Eli. And I genuinely thought he was gonna die. And I didn't cry, but I was like this close to crying. Like I really was so upset that Eli was about to die. And I was
I
like,
said, "Whoa, what you doing?"
like I was so freaking upset. So after the whole situation where she was trying to warn Eli that Fitz had a weapon, he come up in there and was like, "Get away from him, bitch." I'm like, first of all, that got me upset. I was about to go through the TV and be like, "You ain't gonna call nobody no bitch." First of all,
Yeah,
and
you a
then
bitch.
Eli apologized, which honestly to me, I'm the type of person like this sounds bad, but I'm more like a fight person than a flight person. Like I'm probably gonna sit there and be like, okay, what you gonna do about it? Like even with a knife in his hand, I'm gonna be like, okay, and like you still not scaring me because like at the end of the day, I don't know. Fitz just get on my
I'm
nerves.
the total opposite. I'll probably be like,
I just feel like I don't know. Fitz is just so freaking annoying. And then he went up to Eli pretending like he was going to hurt him, and then end up not hurting him. And police came and arrested his tail because he's stupid. And then Eli was telling Claire about the story of this bully that he had, and was saying how that's really why he was so adamant on getting Fitz, because like the whole Fitz and Eli feud started when Eli got on the show. Like the character Eli got on the show. So it had went on for like basically that whole season. And
Mm-hmm.
Claire was like, "Why are you so like stuck on getting Fitz? Like it wasn't even that like big. Like I don't know." She was like, "This whole thing came out of nowhere, kind of." And then he kind of explained how he was getting bullied every day. He felt like whenever he wouldn't give him attention, he would like be worse. So he was like, soon as I like stood my ground and basically told him like, I'm not scared of you, then he went away. So he thought that would work the same way with Fitz, but obviously not.
It's a
And
psychopath.
then yeah, so he was like, I wasn't expecting it to go this far. And so then Mr. Simpson, I feel bad for Mr. Simpson, but then I'm also like, I don't know. The whole situation with Drew's mom, I feel like she really was putting so much stuff in his head to make him feel like he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. And so this was when the infamous uniforms came up, because, everybody he trusted so much turned on him. Basically, all the students he trusts, like Holly Jane Sav, was up in there getting freaky. And he was like, what the freak? Y'all supposed to be up in the dance making sure everything was fine. And then Eli and Claire, they told Mr. Simpson that Fitz was the one who set off the stink bomb, which was why Drew's mom was so upset in the first place, because she was like, "Y'all messing up my kid's education, blah blah blah," and so he got mad that they lied about that. And then I don't think he really cared about the Drew and Allie situation, but the whole boiler room situation too. It just was like he was like, I'm done with y'all kids. Y'all need some structure. So when we come back, everybody wearing uniforms. This is basically what he was like. And so that was basically the whole episode. I think I always think about when I think about Degrassi, I always think about this episode because I feel like the story telling aspect of this season was like, I don't know, it was perfect. Like season 10 of Degrassi, like even though I said that's probably not, I don't know, I think that's my favorite season, but I'm not gonna fight nobody and say that whatever other season is not the best season. But to me, I think Shark in the Water was the best season because one, everybody always talk about how Degrassi was basically rebranding itself because they wanted to gear it towards a newer audience.
Mm-hmm.
And so from episode one to like the end of that season, it was perfect. Like I feel like the storytelling was so good. It was like they built up every like I said in another podcast episode. I feel like they made Eli for Claire, and then they
Mm-hmm.
built his story from that. And then the whole Jenna getting pregnant, and I think she was pregnant during this episode. And then the whole Allie and Drew situation, I feel like that was perfect. And then the Sam and Holly J thing, even though like I said, I didn't really pay attention to them that much, I do think because if you really look back, somebody in a TikTok that I posted recently was like, even though I was shocked that Sam and Holly J ended up getting together, literally Anya and Holly J were pretty much the same character. So they dated pretty much the same people. And so they was like, once it happened, it kind of made sense. But at first they were like, oh, I didn't think they was gonna get together.
Mm-hmm.
So that too, that also makes sense. And then like all the other storylines that they put, like they had Adam, who was the first transgender character or like first main transgender character, and then Drew being a whole playboy, whatever. And then the Riley and Zane situation, I really like how they did that. I don't understand why Owen's in this show. I feel like he was so unnecessary. But okay, let's understand that he was the bully or whatever. I don't know what. And then Fitz, I don't like how Fitz try to come back and be like, I'm a born again Christian, and then try to manipulate Claire because, and that's one thing I wish they would have kind of touched on a little bit more was Claire's Christianity, because I really do feel like she followed her faith, and but they didn't really talk about it much. Like, and like certain aspects, they like she'll say, I'll pray for you, or like she'll be like saying like certain things about her Christianity, but they never show her going to church. They never show her reading the Bible or anything like
Yeah.
that. I didn't like that. I wish they would have kind of went more into her storyline with that.
Yeah, they went more
And
into detail with Darcy, but Darcy was more like, I'm supposed to be this Christian girl, but
yeah,
I'm gonna do this scandalous stuff because I can.
I feel like Darcy's whole storyline was like, I'm a Christian, so I can't do this. Whereas Claire's
Yeah.
storyline was like, I'm a Christian, but I can still do all these things that y'all
Yeah.
claim that a Christian can't do. And
Yeah,
still,
Claire was more of a realistic, I think, because of course me and you are Christian. So
yeah,
it's more of a realistic. I feel like a more
yeah,
realistic view from Claire's point of view. Darcy, I don't know what they were doing
yeah.
with
Like I feel
Darcy.
like Claire's Christianity, like I said, they did do a good job. Like they never made her seem like she was judging anybody. They showed
Yeah.
her that she loved everybody that she encountered. And so that's why I was saying I don't like how Fitz took advantage of that because he knew she was a Christian, so she was gonna forgive somebody because that's what you do as a Christian. You forgive and you love people. And so she wanted to support Fitz once he got out of, I don't know if he was in jail or whatever, but whenever he came back.
UV, yeah,
Yeah, so she was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll help you," but of course, he was just manipulating her and trying to like get with her, being disgusting.
as
And
usual.
so I don't know. I just wish they went more into that. But
And
yeah,
he had took advantage of her faith like that. That ain't right.
yeah, that was like. And then the weird part though is, was he really like a born again Christian? Because remember he had like a pastor, and
Yeah.
like the pastor came and picked him up. So I was like, do he really was he really a born again Christian and just was
I
also
think
using that to
his parents
manipulate Claire?
probably the parents probably made him do that.
That's true. Okay. Because I was like, it's weird that I felt like he was lying, but obviously he was telling the truth, but he still was
Yeah.
manipulating Claire, which was weird. But yeah, that's the whole episode. That's why I really like the Shark in the Water season. And I think they did a great job at building up the story to that episode, the All Falls Down episode. And I think that's why whenever I think of Degrassi, I always go back to this episode because it's like it's so good. Like every storyline was good. All the stories were resolved in a way, and then it led up to a bigger story with the uniforms. That's why I said I couldn't watch the next episode after that because it was literally the next episode was them in the uniform. And I was like, if I watch this episode, I'm going to talk about it in a podcast, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, that's
Understandable. I mean, with my thing, I had to just for my own sanity, but you saw I cut it off. So
yeah,
if y'all want
like
to see what happens to my boo Sean, y'all just gonna have to check it out
exactly.
yourself on YouTube because they
I'll
free.
probably link down below the episodes that we talked about. So like at least if you want to see the episodes we're talking about and then see the next episodes, it'll be easier
Just
to
let it play
see.
through. Just let it play through.
Exactly. Like you can even have it on in the background, but I doubt you're not gonna pay attention to it. Like you're gonna be like, wait a minute, what just happened? Like
Yeah,
Degrassi be getting you like that.
yeah. Literally sat here and watched like 4 episodes last night.
Do you know what the next episode is?
Yes, because I'm doing the outro.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like that's the end of this week's episode because we both talked about episodes. That's what I'm saying.
Or this
What's the next
month's
week's?
episode.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I keep saying next week. Next episode. Do you know what the next episode is?
I do. It's about Eli and Claire. We
Oh
doing
my
the
gosh.
Claire
I just
episode.
hit my green screen. Yes. I'm so excited. That's even better. It's like a birthday present
Yeah.
from
It's
Moreau. Like
it's like the next couple of episodes are gonna be us talking about couples. So the first one is Eli and Claire. Eli and Claire is the first one.
my favorite couple. Like
That's
this
a
is the
yeah, that's
best
your favorite couple.
couple on TV. Like it's no other couple I stand more than Eclair. Like people can talk about Nick and Jess from New Girl. That's fine. I mean, I feel my ways about them. I love them. But if other people don't like them, that's okay. I feel that same way about I don't know. Even though I watch Friends,
Raven and
I still have,
Devon.
oh my gosh, Raven and Devon's a good couple. But yeah, if people want to have opinions on them, I don't really watch the reunion, the reboot that much, but I know he came back for a couple episodes, and I was like, oh my gosh, because they supposed to be divorced or something, and I was like, please get back together. I'm like the kids
Yeah,
on
the
the show. I'm
kids
like,
want them to
please get
get
back
back together
together.
too. Yeah.
So yeah, but okay, people can talk about the. I've never heard anybody say bad things about them, so I
Yeah.
don't know how I would feel about that, but I'm gonna say right now, sure. Um, I like if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. But if anybody talks bad about Eclair, we're gonna have a problem. I'm just kidding. We don't have a problem, but I'm probably gonna come at you and be like, "Why? Why you don't like them? Give me a specific reason."
She will debate you.
Yeah, like even though like I'll never condone him calling her a whore, but like when he found out it was his baby, I was so like I was like I feel bad because I understand why Claire didn't tell Eli that was her baby because look how he reacted. But then at the
Exactly.
same time, it's like that is his child in your like stomach.
But
So
that's how he reacted to her just sleeping with one other person. He did you forget you cheated on her?
exactly, which I feel
She
like
had
that's so.
cancer.
It's no way he would have cheated. Everybody on TikTok, we be having discussions about how we really don't feel like Eli
I
cheated
don't
on
think.
her. To
No,
be
that
honest,
when
looking
he
at them
cheated on,
Degrassi minis, like that girl was coming on strong. I don't know if it
she
was. I
was.
don't think it was a mutual kiss. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to say like anything was happening because obviously he was fine with it. It was somewhat consensual, but I don't think it was like a. I don't think he was kissing her back. I think she was kissing him, and he was like, "Sorry, ma'am, I have a girlfriend." If you
Yeah, when
understand.
she was when he cheated on Claire while she was having cancer, and when he called her a whore, a slut, I forgot what he said. I think he said whore though.
I
It
think he
definitely
said
was
whore.
not. It definitely was not part of his character.
It wasn't.
It was
Um,
outside his character completely.
but for some reason, more people talk about Claire and the relationship than Eli. Like those two instances that we just named with Eli, people barely talk about, but they always talk about how Claire was like annoying and how she always compare herself to his dead girlfriend and be
Well,
like,
she
sometimes
did do
she's,
that at the beginning. She did do that
which
at the
is
beginning.
true, yeah, that's bad. But I mean, like he literally called her a whore and cheated on her,
Yeah,
and oh,
exactly.
she and yes, bad. She compared herself to his dead ex girlfriend, but like, I mean, the
Yeah, I
two
don't think
can't
anything
compare.
beats. Yeah, I don't think anything beats cheating on somebody while they have cancer and then calling them a
Yeah,
whore just because they slept with one other person.
exactly.
After you don't cheated on, this is after he cheated on her, and
But yeah, we just go.
they wanted wait, they was broken up. I think at that point.
Yeah, they had some. The reason why he was upset, y'all. We will talk about this in the next episode, so I'm
I
gonna try
can't.
not to talk about it too much.
And
But the reason why he was
this
so
is your end game couple.
yeah, look at your in-game couple. They would have so problematic and toxic. Don't even start. Even though I love them, don't even start. But the reason why he was upset was because this was the episode where Claire went to New York and she saw him and they had started rekindling their feelings or whatever. Because he thought she was gonna be with Drew and she thought he was with the girl that he kissed. And they was like, no, we not with nobody. So they was kind of like trying to get back together in a way. And then he came back to Canada for the summer and he was trying to get a summer job. And
Mm-hmm.
so when she was in New York, you know, she hit her head and she went to the hospital. And when they called her back, they told her she was pregnant. So I think that's why he was more upset because she didn't know she was pregnant when she was getting back with Eli. And so when he came back, she had to tell him like, "Oh, I'm pregnant, and I don't know who the father is." Well, I think she thought it was Drew. So technically, she said, "I'm pregnant, and it's Drew's baby." And so he was kind of upset because he was like, "Wait a minute, I thought we was getting back together." So he was kind of like, "You playing me because you told me you weren't with Drew, but now you having Drew's baby." I don't know, but
She
yeah, we
wasn't playing you. If anything, you better be glad she told you the truth.
honestly. But didn't they end up saying that Drew and Claire didn't even have sex? So she was like, "How did you even have? How did you think it was my baby if we never had sex?"
No, they had sex.
Oh, I don't know what I'm thinking about. Cause I remember somebody talking about like, oh, maybe I'm thinking about the Glee episode where Quinn, she was like, "Oh,
Yeah, that's
your
definitely
baby," and it
Glee.
ended up not ended up not being. Like, we never had
She,
sex. How was it my
she blamed
baby?
it on the hot tub.
Yeah, it's like it went into me, and that's how it happens.
You was naked in the hot tub.
Okay, yeah, we just gonna end it there because we gonna keep talking about Claire, and we gonna do a whole episode about it next episode. So yeah, hope y'all enjoy. What are you doing? The world.
He's
I
so
feel like this.
adorable.
I wonder how long this episode is.
I don't know, but thank y'all for joining
Hopefully,
us
yeah.
today. And next podcast episode is about the infamous Eclair. The if it's infamous or famous Eclair because I think
I
infamous
thought
is dead.
infamous meant like it was popular.
Oh, okay, infamous Eclair.
If
And
not, then I've been saying infamous this whole episode.
But yeah, because the infamous kiss, I think it's like shocking. I don't want to say they're
Okay.
shocking though, but the famous Eclair, I'm gonna say famous Eclair because everybody,
Okay.
like most people love them. So we're
Yeah.
gonna talk about Eclair and how their relationship up, their pros and cons, ups and downs, just everything about them, and just give them appreciation. So
Yeah. So see y'all next time. Bye bye.
bye. I'm Amber,
Okay, I'm in Michaela.
and this is
And
the
it's the
Degrassi class
class
of
of
nostalgia.
nostalgia. Bye. I don't know what you